New man.
Right.
New man. Now, who's the guy with the bleached bum?
It's not actually about anyone specific. Like one of the, like I know that's like the thing to say if you're like an artist. They're like, oh, it's not about anyone, but it's like it's about loads of people I've met. Like the guy who drinks beer and has a six pack is on my tour. He's one of my mates, and it's just annoying because like I hang out with him, we drink the same, we eat the same, and he's ripped. Like
ripped all the
time. So it was just when I wrote the song, I just wrote a list of things that I really didn't kind of. You know, it's I guess it's like an inward self-hate thing because it's the thing that you kind of wish. Not necessarily I wish that I have a bleached arsehole, but like, you know, like, yeah, it's kind of things.
That's where it's going, by the way.
Things that annoy me in other men.
Right, by the way, do you let people eventually know that, hey, this song is about you, or, you know?
Oh yeah, he knows.
He knows that one.
On the last date of tour, I'm going to stop the song on that line. He's going to walk on stage, take his top off, down a beer, and then walk off.
That's the guy.
Yeah.
That's the guy. Well, no. I would say almost every artist has that one moment where they want to give up, right?
Yeah.
Well, did you ever have that moment?
Yeah, just before it blew up for me, like literally like 2 weeks before. Like I didn't have a place to live, I had no money, and I played a show, which was like the biggest show that I'd done. It was like 500 people in London, and I finished the show, and you know, I brought all these people down. I don't think I was getting paid for it. I think it was one of those like you just bring people to a showcase thing. I had 500 people come down, elated, and at the end of the gig I was celebrating with everyone. My dad was there and blah blah blah, and then one person left and another person left, and then suddenly I was in the bar on my own, with a dead phone, no money in my pocket, and nowhere to stay. And I was like, damn, like how do I go from that to this? And so I walked probably about 7 or 8 miles to my friend's house, and like had a bit of a breakdown in his house, and then he was like, well, my girlfriend's pregnant, I just found out today, so there is some good news. So we kind of had like went like that, and then literally like 2 days later I released an EP and it blew up in the charts, and I signed a deal, and that was it. But it was like, when people say it's always darkest before the dawn, like it really, like that was like the lowest point of my career, and then literally like 2 days later it's like, wow.
What would you say is the high point?
I think, yeah, I think, you know, selling out 3 Wembley stadiums on 2 albums, 4 years into my career, 4 years into my career, yeah, that was like, everyone was like, this is mad, this is happening.
Right. By the way, you have so many celebrities that surround you, you're either friends with, we're going to get to the Taylor thing in a minute, but what would you say is
Johnny, can we close the door, man? Sorry.
So going back to that, you have so many, you know, celebrity friends and people that you've met through the industry, right? Like you said, I want to get to the Taylor Swift thing in a second, but who would you say is the celebrity that gave you the best piece of advice, and what was it?
It was a celebrity you wouldn't have heard of in America unless you're into English rap, but it's a rapper called Wretch32, who is a friend of mine. I've worked with him, I've toured with him. Like, he's widely known as the best lyricist in the UK, but I remember when I wanted to get a band to tour with, he was like, why do you need a band? People come to your gigs and they just want to sing your songs. Like, they don't care what's on stage, they just want to see you and sing your songs along with you. So just give them that. And that's always stuck with me, and I've never had a band since then.
Wow. Now I do want to get into this too. You know, Taylor Swift, obviously a friend of yours, right? Mm-hmm. Did you hear Look What You Made Me Do before she released it? Did you give her any advice?
No, because she'd already made the video at that point, and I feel like when you've made a video for a song, you kind of know it's good. You know, like you don't need to get people's advice. But there were other things that I heard that are good. But like that in particular, and that I didn't even like. I knew she shot a video and I didn't even ask to hear it because I was like, well, it's coming out. I don't need to.
Of course.
I just gotta wait for it. You know?
Of course. So will you be on the album?
No.
He gave me the wink, maybe. No. All right.
Wink.
No, he didn't. By the way, real quick, I know we got a couple seconds, but your Game of Thrones cameo was awesome. It wrapped up. Did you die in this season, or are we gonna see you in the next season? Because I know you're a big Game of Thrones fan.
Yeah,
you got me into it.
Yeah, I remember. No,
Are you alive?
I don't think I'm alive. I think I think the Lannisters took a battering in one of the episodes. Okay. Not to spoil anything, but I think I was probably in that soldiers. And to be honest, like all I've ever wanted to do was just make a little cameo. Like no, I'm so happy I got a speaking part, but all I wanted to do was just be an extra at some point. Yeah. You know, so like I've ticked it off, and I'm good.
And that's it. By the way, last question. I know you're an iHeartRadio Music Festival alum. We got it coming up right around the corner.
Yeah.
Any advice to those people, and how hard do you party in Vegas?
Vegas, I find if I spend more than a day in Vegas, it starts to go downhill. I find if I go in and hit it hard and just do everything, go to a nice restaurant, go to a club, have a party in a room. I guess that's all you can really do there. Gamble a little bit.
There's a lot you can do.
But you do everything.
Start.
Do everything in a very short period of time. It's like whenever I go to Ibiza,
Okay.
I just want to go in, do everything, and then go out, because otherwise you know it's a place that even if you're not planning on not sleeping, you end up like just up for 2 days anyway, because it's just oxygen being pumped, so you never really feel tired. And then when you wake up, you're like a shriveled mess because you haven't had enough water. And yeah, it's
Vegas party advice from Ed Sheeran, dude. Thank you so much. Anything else you want to say to your fans in Miami?
nice to be back.